Hello, 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 hello. My name is Abundant Lei 118. Welcome to my channel. I hope you've had a fabulous, wonderful, amazing day today. I just feel I've been having just a kind of one of those days where I feel so grateful. I just feel there's this joy and there's this peace and there's this calmness that's around me. And when I'm speaking to people, I'm speaking from that calmness, and I'm noticing when people look at me and they see me doing things, just existing in life, they they can see that true peace off of me. Yesterday I had an event. I always do sporting events. I love sporting events. I love just being around the fans and getting them excited, and that's something that actually brings me joy. That's one of my things that's like a pastime, because it brings me joy to share in the joy and the excitement of the fans, right? Regardless of how the team does, just the excitement of coming to each game and supporting each game and seeing the same people, seeing new people. Like, it's just an experience every single time. And sorry, I wanted to. Oh wait, no, I did want it that way. Sorry, I was trying to adjust it just a bit. Sorry, guys. But I was standing in line because I do like these like fun photos for people. So it's a free thing. They can come in, they can take photos with family, with friends, right? Whatever. We have all these like little props they can use. It's super fun, super like just a good time. And we're right next to the stage where we always have like a DJ first and then live music. And so I am just like jamming out and just enjoying myself. And then yesterday they gave us pom-poms to play with. So I was like having one of the most amazing experiences. And like I was even watching, like I'm over there doing my own like little dances, and then like just so happened the cheerleaders came over because they always like try to do certain dances to the band and then also to the DJ. And like me and the at one point me and the cheerleaders were like sync, and it was like crazy. I'm just like, what is happening? But anywho, someone came up to me and was like, you look like someone who finds true joy in like what you do. And I was like, I do. I genuinely do. Like, I love doing this. And she was like, I am so happy for you. And I'm like, I didn't need her confirmation, but hearing it outside of my own head was so like, well, thanks, like, thank you. Because what does that mean, right? She sees what I live. She sees what I feel. She is seeing it in real time. Me happy, enjoying myself, just living my life, and just it seems like there's nothing going on in my life because I just have such a calming, peaceful aura. And I am grateful that others are starting to see how I truly feel. And that's the way I'm taking that. Is her confirmation was beautiful, but I confirm that to myself every single day. That my life is peaceful, that I enjoy the things I do. So when other people start to say it back to you, it is the universe confirming your work is working. What you doing, I am being peace, bliss, calm. And that's who I am. That's who my core self is someone who is naturally very peaceful and very calm. Like when I have to be aggressive and, you know, super like domineering and things like that, that's outside of me. That's not my natural state. That's not who I naturally am. When I talk in my videos, the reason my voice sounds calming is because this is me speaking. And even when I'm passionate, my voice rarely really gets super pitchy, somewhat pitchy because I'm naturally a pitchy person because I'm a singer. So my voice does elevate. But for the most part, like, you can still feel the calm. I'm just excited, but the calm doesn't go away with my excitement. I'm still a naturally calm person. And so it just made me want to say to someone, because I know someone needed to hear this. That's why it popped up in the beginning of this reading, because it's kind of what I was meditating into just before it started, is that when you are literally living your truth, it won't take long for others to notice it. People who have disappeared out of your life are going to magically come back. And the reason why it's coming back is you have to remember, every relationship we have, there is an energetic string that attaches from you to the other person. Even people you think you've cut off, or there's communication has been cut off, or things of that nature, they will still feel when your energy changes. Especially people who maybe you consciously have been like, oh, we don't talk, we're not friends anymore, we don't do it, whatever. They'll still pop up. They'll find their way back when your energy changes because they are still energetically holding on to you. And when that change, when they feel that shift, it's almost like a spark in them to be like, I need to talk to you. So if you're looking to get that reconciliation, right? Maybe you feel like there's this area of healing that needs to happen. Sometimes it will naturally just come, especially with someone that you want healing with. It will naturally come. And sometimes, like, listen, if this person is like extremely dangerous to you, please give yourself, because the truth of it is what that person energetically is feeling is you forgiving yourself. Meaning, because you can forgive yourself, you can forgive them. That's why they're drawn back to you, because they feel you releasing that tie on them. And also, most times when you are healing and you've accepted that this situation is done, it's not going to change, it's not going to move forward, you no longer are seeking them. So sometimes they're coming back because they're like, why aren't you seeking me? Why aren't you looking for me? Don't you miss me? And the truth of it is, you might miss them every single day. You might have never stopped missing them, but your beating yourself up for it has gone. Your judging yourself for having those feelings has gone. You don't make yourself feel bad, and what they're actually feeling is you finding peace in whatever this is. You are peaceful with the outcome. And that peace that you've given yourself for the outcome will correlate to not only their connection, but to every connection. And that's what they're energetically feeling, is you have found comfort within yourself. And now that draws them back to you, because maybe they have found comfort in themselves, you have found comfort in yourselves, and you can only draw in like energy. So when they found comfort in themselves, they came back. But maybe there's something uncomfortable in their life. Maybe something uncomfortable outside of the contact with you. And so they're now, you might see someone come and then they go again and come and go again. That's just a thing that happens, and it's supposed to happen, because what it's teaching you is you're learning about different types of attachment styles, right? You're learning about the way that you interact and react to different people and how it can trigger an attachment style. And I'm saying this because I've been looking into attachment styles, especially this morning. I was just really like into like, oh, I need to learn attachment style. So it's the reason why Spirit has me search certain things, because it comes back into my videos each day, right? So I was looking at what makes different attachment styles come. And a lot of times it is based off of your childhood, but sometimes you can have something where trauma can cause certain attachment styles. So maybe you were secure most of your life, and then some type of traumatic event happens, and now your attachment style has changed because at some point you found that there was a place where you were vulnerable, and instead of receiving love, care, and compassion, you were met with something that caught you off guard. Maybe you interacted with someone who you thought cared about you, something bad happened, and in that space, that person violated you even worse than how you were feeling. They didn't validate your feelings, which again, that's for you to do, but instead of them comforting you and making you feel better and saying like, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to offend you or something like that, they kind of double down, right? They are like, look at you, you crybaby, or something like that. And they just say things that trigger you. And that one that popped in, you see what I'm saying? Those intrusive thoughts, right? But you now have found a way to not feel that way. And you're giving it to yourself. Confirmation from my phone. You are healing your attachment style because you're aware of that this certain thing gave you feelings that felt uncomfortable to who you are. And so you challenged it and said, what is this? And then you started to dig a little deeper. And maybe you didn't understand it was an attachment style. Maybe you just were trying to understand your feelings and your emotions. But you gave yourself the thing that you were looking for from that external person. And now that you've given it to yourself, you realize you don't need it from external people. That's why I said the thing in the beginning about the lady coming up and just confirming to me what I already know. I already know that because I tell myself every day that I enjoy what I do. I enjoy meeting new people. Every time I meet someone new, they come to me with excitement and joy. People enjoy being in my presence. So by me telling myself these things every single day, when someone came up and confirmed it to me, it clicked. It was like, thank you, universe, for the confirmation that not only am I living it, but it's being recognized. People are seeing it around me. They are seeing the joy around me. They know I'm someone who's just having a good time and loving my life. Yesterday was such a beautiful day for me. Okay, it was such a beautiful day. I found out that I could get to work for free and get home for free, which I didn't even realize was a thing. Okay, on my way going back, because like I said, I work at a stadium, so the bus route, I took the bus yesterday for the first time to work, and that's how I found out it was free, which I didn't know. And then I was coming back and the bus routes changed, and I was trying to figure out where to catch the bus, and I was like, you know what, I'll just walk it. It was like, hey, it's gonna be like a 21-minute walk. I like walking, so walking doesn't bother me. So I was like, cool, let's just do it. Let's just do a 20-minute walk. We'll be fine. On my way there, I was stopped twice. The first time someone came up to me and was like, hey, do you want to ride? And it was like, you know how you see those people on the bikes, they have like the little the little seated trolley in the back. And so the first person came, I was like, hey, do you want to ride? And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy my steps, but thank you. And so he passed me by. The second person came and was like, hey, I want to offer you a free ride. I love to give free rides to the residents because you live here and, you know, you're working here. I want to support you. And I was like, awesome, a free ride? Sure, I would love one. So I got a free ride on the trolley and got to ride down to further down the road to where I needed to go. And so that knocked out about 15 minutes of my walk. I got a free ride and I was just so at peace. And you know what was so beautiful? I was so at the end, me and her were like, she was like, have a good day. And I was like, thank you so much. And it was just this beautiful interaction, this beautiful connection. And I was just like, that, you know, that like, have you ever held a baby and when the baby touched you, they did that deep sigh? That is how I felt the entire day yesterday. No matter what I did, I felt a deep sigh of relief. I felt so loved. I felt seen. My energy was my energy. Nobody else was doing this for me. It was me attracting in ease and effortlessness because I say every day that that's how my life is. And so I see every day my life getting easier and easier. I see people wanting to work with me. I see people wanting to do things to help me out. Every single day. Every single day I see this. Every single day. So I am saying this to say there is ease and effortlessness coming towards you. I got the opportunity, and here's the thing, when an opportunity is for you, it will keep coming to you. Do not reject the opportunity, embrace it. And if it's something that you need to transform it confidently. When that first person came, he just said, hey, did you need a ride? He didn't say anything about, hey, I'm going to give you a free ride. He just said, did you need a ride? And I'm like, oh, well, no, I'll just walk, right? Because my first thought is like, I can just walk it. It's fine. When the second person came, I was like, I want to offer you a free ride. I love to give this to. Now the experience and the exchange is different, right? Hey, you want a ride? Is very different from, hey, I love giving the residents, the people who live here, free rides because I get my rotations because I'm on my bike. You get to experience something that you may not normally get to experience doing the trolley thing. And I feel good, you feel good, and I get you to where you need to be. That's a different experience. And sometimes that's the difference. That first person, it was the same offer, right? But it didn't appeal to me because both of us I didn't see how it was a mutual exchange for both of us. Whereas she made it clear, I want to do this for you. This brings me joy. Now because it brings her joy, I want to do it more. That's where I'm coming from with this, is when you're doing something because it brings you joy, you attract people who are also doing it because it brings them joy. And now the people you're interacting with are all in that same wavelength. That changed the experience. That changed the motivation for me to want to do it. Because I'm like, yeah, I want to do it because it's going to make you feel good too. I'm not just doing it because you just asked. I'm doing it because you genuinely feel good to do it. And I feel good being able to help you feel good. And now we're both, look for experiences like that. I know this went on for a little bit longer than I like to go for my beginning parts, but I felt it was important to say that there is something there. Oh, sorry. Let me get my protectionist. There's something there in that ability to be able to know that what you're doing doesn't just benefit you. It benefits you. It benefits others. It's you sharing in this experience. It's you giving support, and I brighten your day, you brighten my day, and we're brightening days together. And people are seeing that and they want to do it for you. And that makes it more enjoyable for you. So if something doesn't sound right the first time, maybe it's because the way it was presented to you, right? Didn't speak to you, didn't speak to who you are, didn't speak to your vibration, right? That other person, it wasn't that his offer wasn't a good offer. It just didn't speak to me. It wasn't energetically on the same wavelength as me. It just kind of seemed like, you want to ride? Like, almost like, I'm like, no, because I was enjoying my walk. I was meditating. And you know what? That's the part. When he first asked me, I was just in my head. So I wasn't even paying attention. When she asked me, I had literally said moments before, I'm manifesting. I'm going to walk, enjoy my walk, and manifest towards me positive interactions. And boom, then she came. That was the shift difference. My awareness to being able to receive things around me, right? Where I didn't have to ask questions about, oh, well, do I have to pay or anything? No, she made it clear. I'm providing this service to you because you attracted me to you. You attracted me to you. Yes. The power of you knowing, when you recognize that you're attracting something to you, is such a different energy. Because vibrationally, we felt the same. Oh, what did I do? I just seen a big bunch of cards. Oh, goodness. How did I do this? I don't know when I did this, but it's a bunch of cards in here upside down. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to flip this. I'm going to flip these. I don't know. When I flipped them this way, and I'm going to have to find more. I know it's going to be more than just these. But I'm going to grab this stuff off the top first and flip those. That is so funny. That is so funny. Like, it's so funny to me. Like, I flipped it and I didn't even notice I flipped it. But I started looking. I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't look right. Something looks off. So then I'm like, okay, what's going on here? But that is what I wanted to highlight. It's just being able to vibrationally recognize when that's happening to you, and then going forward in it, because vibrationally you get it now. You understand what you're doing. You see the work. You see the attraction. I was able to recognize her energy because I was in my manifestation energy. I was in my I'm attracting people who enjoy doing things for me energy. So when she came towards me, it wasn't like, oh, what's she doing? What does she want? It was her coming and being clear about exactly why she was coming to help me, because she was here to support me because I had attracted her to me. And no, she didn't say those exact words, but that's exactly what I felt. So I hope you're having better days, more enjoyable days, more wonderful days, more exciting days, where you trust yourself, where you let yourself show up for you, and where you're not afraid to be you. Okay? Let's get our 3 cards here. And today I'm doing the Heart's Hidden Secrets. I have my sage burning in the background as well. And I'm doing, for our extra energy, the What's the Tea deck today. So, emotional storm, turmoil, unstable, affected. Okay, collective, are you feeling emotional at this time? And there's nothing wrong with feeling emotional. Emotions are indicators. They tell us when we need to fix something within ourselves. When we're out of alignment, our emotions will show up and tell us that we're out of alignment, okay? So if you're feeling unstable or affected by something, it's okay. Maybe it's not you, collective. Maybe you're not the one that's feeling that there's this like emotional chaos happening. Maybe it's someone around you. Maybe they're feeling that energy. And so because they're feeling it, you're energetically feeling it as well. Okay? Sometimes we have to remember that the energies we feel is not always ours. It could be the other person's energy around us. Just like I said in the beginning about feeling that peace, and then someone pops back up. A lot of times it's because maybe they're not at peace, right? And so they feel your peaceful energy and they're like, I need some of that. I need some of that to help calm me down. And so you might attract someone in that needs some energetic peace, right? There's people, I will say, I know for a fact I'm emotionally calm, but I do know someone around me who is currently going through an emotional storm. They are experiencing that. So I can say for a fact that is real for me as well. Bitterness. Oh yeah, this is exactly what this person is dealing with. Resentment, anger, hurtful words. There is an exchange happening with someone very dear to me. It is not a fun thing that's happening, and it's having them question their own morals and their own beliefs. And I am sending them so much love because I understand those feelings. Perspective. I love this being right in the middle. Better off, happiness, clear headspace. It's about him having to gain a new perspective of the situation. I realized a lot of my friends reach out to me when they're wanting to gain that perspective because their world looks like this, right? And it's not that this doesn't ever appear in my own life, but regardless if it does or doesn't, my perspective is always this. I always know things will be better. I always look at things objectively and calm and peacefully. And I love to say that I'm a Scorpio Libra, right? Even though I'm not nowhere near the cusp. But when I looked at like Vedic astrology, I would technically be a Libra. Okay. And so looking at different aspects or just how, if depending on where you were born, how it affects even just how you show up as a zodiac sign. I have such a naturally balanced persona. I care about peace and I care about things being equal. And I've always seen that. And I've had friends that were Libras and I'm like, you do not act like a Libra. Like you are chaos in human form. Okay? You are a true chaotic person. How are you a Libra? And yet here I am as a Scorpio, and I know for a fact my entire life I've been someone who has always been, I want to look at the equal parts of it. I can see how you were wrong. I can see how they are wrong. Even as a Scorpio. So that's how I do know that even if what you know does affect who you are. By me becoming aware of the fact that, yes, I'm a Scorpio and I know I'm a Scorpio. I know I have scorpionic traits, but I'm also an evolved Scorpio. And as an evolved Scorpio, I take the placements of the signs that would have come before me and I'm able to magnetize that energy into me, meaning I am someone that understands why Libra is Libra, why there's a point and a value in things being balanced and fair. I also have a value in understanding the things that other people can't see about themselves and giving space for that and showing love and compassion towards people when they're in those spaces, right? I'm not someone that's trying to judge people because they're different. I embrace their differences. I love that. And that's the point. Even when something's not the best opportunity for me or the best situation for me, I still want to see the better option, because if I'm staring at what's wrong all the time, I'm going to keep attracting more things that are like that. But if I can look at life and realize that opportunities happen to us and things that sometimes we don't enjoy are just reminders of where we lost our footing. But as long as you're willing to take back the power for yourself and give yourself permission to change the outcome, you can change the outcome. You just have to change the way you see the world around you, right? Okay, look at that divine feminine, yin, feminine energy. Okay, this is exactly what it is. Feminine energy is creator energy. Okay, you are, excuse me, the most creative version of yourself when you are in your divine feminine. It does not matter if you're a man or a woman, we all have feminine energy. My dog just, he just took a book. We have these like plushy children's books that are like really soft and like, they have like one of them I know for a fact has like a squeaky toy in it. And I don't know what just appealed to him, but he must have loved the like different patterns and the colors. And I know dogs have like color blindness, but this book is so colorful that I'm sure there's colors he can see. And like I said, it is something that's also plushy. And he has a, what is it? what is that thing called? Oh, when he's like an overactive chewer. So he loves anything that he can gnaw on. And I don't know how he just found that book, but the bookcase, there is a bookcase behind me. So I can only assume he looked on the bookcase, saw that it was like soft and was like, oh, this is mine. And it just tickled me because all I saw was him just walking away with this little book in his mouth. And I'm just like, are you going to read? Are you going to read? Is that what this is? Like, just, it's such a cute moment. But again, sorry, being in that beautiful divine feminine energy is being in that energy that I was just in, like laughing at life, seeing the beauty of things and just embracing it, being able to see how such a silly little moment with my little puppy Paw Paw is such a beautiful expression of just that nurturing and naturing energy within ourselves, right? Giving yourself, I told you, there may be this around you, right? There may be people who are, look how aggressive that guy looks, right? He's like, right? Like, it's so like, ooh, what is this, right? But if you have a light perspective, a loving perspective, even through the deepest emotional storms that you have to endure, having a perspective like this helps you stay in this creative energy. It helps you find your inner peace. Feminine energy is peaceful energy. And I know feminine energy can also be, don't get it twisted as someone who is peaceful does not fight. Truthfully, if I have found my peace, I'm willing to fight for it because I know what it took to get there. So that does not mean being someone who is truly feminine does not have some fight in her. She does, but the way that she fights is different. The way she fights battles is different. So we're all being called to tune into that feminine energy to fight our battles differently, wisely, consciously, creatively. You're fighting battles in a way that is completely different than if this person came up to you yelling, screaming, and your response to them was peace, calm, lightheartedness, laughter. No matter how frustrated they are, that person is not going to be able to maintain that with such a gentle energy in front of them. It's the same reason why, like, even animals, like, right? An animal could be enraged, but if they see a hurt child, the animal will stop to help the hurt child. We see that a lot of times in nature. Someone who's vulnerable, and I know sometimes it's like, well, no, if they see a hurt child, they might eat them. It's dependent, right? If that animal is starving, of course, maybe their animalistic nature will overtake them. But I'm talking about the ability for animals that naturally have compassion. When they see someone who is weaker or smaller, they rarely turn and want to harm them. That's not a normal thing to want to hurt someone that is weaker or more fragile. The natural reaction to someone weaker and fragile is to protect. And true protectors will speak into that. So this person might be having an emotional storm. They might be just going through the things. They're in their feelings. They're going through the emotions. They are flustered and frustrated. And that's how they feel. And you come in with your bright perspective, your gentle perspective, your happy perspective, your clear-headed space, okay? And you offer them an opportunity, an option that comes with love and gentleness and kindness. And yes, it might say, okay, this is how you need to fight back, but it comes with fight back with your words, with your wisdom, with your ability to change minds, not necessarily swinging hands. How else can you creatively change this anger? How can you positively transmute that energy so that it becomes something that motivates you? I also want to say that I love this totem here. I feel like it's calling out going into doing some type of physical thing, right? Because I was working out this morning and it made me think of like when you do your stretches and you reach your arms over your head at the end of the workout. So maybe you need to go when you're feeling like this. Sorry, I couldn't grab it for a second. When you're feeling like this, go work out. Go do something that gets your heart racing. And that will help clear your head. And then when you get to that point at the end of the workout where now we're doing our stretches, that's when the answer will come. You'll get the answer you need. Because at that final moment where your heart is now kind of like, oh, I can rest, your head is clear. I just got tingles on the top of my head and it went down to my legs. Like your head is clear. You have the answers you need. You'll have all the answers you need, okay? Let's get our extra energy card. See what we got here today. Ooh, 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 ooh. My cards are being so silly today. What is happening here? Like they normally don't shoot out my hand like that, but today it was like, nope, I'm gonna just slide, and it was so slow. I think that's what made me laugh. It was so slow the way the cards just like slid out my hand. It was just like blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Haunted. Memories, flashbacks, trauma, side effects. So this emotional storm definitely could be around something that makes you feel like you're being haunted, okay? The way I'm getting this, also, if you can't notice, this is Halloween. We have Halloween coming up here. So it might be that there is something that has happened to you in the past that is flooding through your memories, right? It's making you want to really sit into it, right? And if it's something really traumatic, right? Maybe you're having flashbacks of something. Maybe something really, 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 really uncomfortable has happened. And maybe it's not to you. Maybe it's to someone else that's close to you. And again, I tell you guys, these lessons always tie in. Those energetic pulls, those energetic ties, right? Someone comes in energetically and it's because they feel a shift in the energy and they are now haunted. Confirmation from my phone. Haunted by the memories that they have with you. Haunted by the thoughts and the feelings that were created here. And that's what has created this like level of like emotional storm, and there's this bitterness, but the message doesn't change. Trauma, and I spoke to that when I talked about attachment styles, right? About something traumatic could have happened and how it's shifting and changing the attachment style someone has. And your attachment styles show up in the way that you do things. It can show up in the work relationships you have. It can show up in your romantic, most of the time, it shows up in your romantic and familial and friend type relationships, right? It's typically there, but it can show up in other places in your life. Or maybe you never notice it showing up because maybe you focus so much on work and you're like, oh, well, I'm always working. I do all these other things. You always keep yourself busy that you never actually taken the time to see it. If this is coming up, if you're feeling this emotional energy that's like turmoil and it's got you anxious, it's because the universe is trying to get you to change your perspective. The universe is making you see these things because these things are holding you back. And the universe is wanting you to either find in yourself a new perspective so that you can come from this more creative energy, or find someone who has this energy naturally and talk to them, open up to them, share with them, tell them what you're experiencing, and they'll be able to help you. They'll be able to see through it. They may have even experienced these things themselves. They themselves have been a victim of the same feeling, right? And I say victim, and I don't actually mean a victim, right? I don't mean like you're a victim, they're a victim. I'm saying they may have also had those experiences. They may have felt the emotional storm, been through the bitterness, felt like they were having their memories haunt them and chase them down like a ghost. They could have felt those things too. But because they have seen that life will give you what you ask for, they understand the actual importance of being able to see this reality and change the way they allow it to affect them. And because they have such a positive ability, not even just a positive ability, but because they have adapted such abilities, they give themselves positive outcomes every single time, regardless of what the storm looks like. Because our emotions are not bad. You're not bad because you cry. You're not bad because you're sad. You're not bad because you're angry. You're not bad because there's bitterness. You're not bad because you feel overwhelmed. You're not bad at all. You're perfect. And nothing will ever change the fact that you're perfect. You were perfect the moment you were brought here. You are perfect the moment you leave. Perfection doesn't change because of someone else's perspective. Perfection is you. It is who you are. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment below. If you are going through this, I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you a big, warm hug from me to you. And I want you to remember to be blessed and be a blessing. Mwah. Bye, guys.